Hello everyone, welcome to SM Tech All. Today we are going to solve the day 24 of September LeetCode challenge. So today's problem name is find the difference. So let's try to understand the problem first. What they are saying here, they are saying that we will be given two input string basically. One is S and another one will be tree. So and we need to find the difference. So what they are saying here, so in the second string T, they will append one extra character and the position can be any random position in the second string, in the T string. Okay, so we need to identify that extra appended character after comparing both string S and T. Okay, so this is the problem statement. It's pretty much straightforward, and we need to keep in mind one thing, that it will only contain only lowercase letters. Okay, not the uppercase letters. Okay, so let's try to identify some solution for the same. So first thing, one basic naive approach we can do is, so we can pick this number and we can check that is this number is present or not in the second string, right? So that can be one approach, and we need to do it for second character also, then third character also, then last character also, right? So if we use this approach, so this is a brute force approach, right? We are basically comparing each and every characters, okay, of this two string. So in this case, our time complexity will be order of n square, since we are just comparing each and every possible combination, and we need to write two nested for loops. Okay, but space complexity will be order of n. So that is the advantage of this. Okay, so let's try to see how we can reduce the time complexity here. So one thing we can do, so in this case you can see that it's already in sorted order, right? But it's not guaranteed that every time the T string will be in sorted order. So what we can do, we can sort this one. If it is not sorted, we can again sort this one, then we can compare, right, easily. Then we can compare in linear time and identify the extra character. So if we use sorting here, so in this case obviously the time complexity will be reduced. So for sorting we need at least order of n log n time. Okay, and in case of space complexity, again it will remain order of 1, since we are not going to use any extra spaces. Okay, so that can be our second approach. Okay, so we can sort, then we can compare. Okay, so if we sort, then we can easily compare it in linear time. Okay, but still for sorting we need order of n log n time, so time comes to be order of n log n. And what can be the other approach? One approach can be like this, right? So we can pick this one character, and so we can take another we can take extra memory, not extra memory, it will be a constant. So we can take one array or hash map, anything. It will be from 0 to 25, because we know that we can only store, we need to consider only lowercase letter, right? So in dictionary we have A to Z, so total 26 characters. So we can take one array of size 26, then we can iterate through each and every array, right? So I will iterate through this array and I will check that how many number of times this particular A character appears in this given array, right? So according to that I am going to increment my frequency. So initially all fields will be 0. So whenever I will find one character, I will increment that position or frequency of that index with 1. So basically 0 means we are considering A character. So if I found 1A, then I will going to increment my frequency for this A index, right, or 0 index. Similarly we will keep doing it for other characters. Okay, right? After that again I can run another for loop, and I can pick one character at a time from this string. So whenever I will see that okay, I found one A, I will go to this index and I will reduce it by 1, right? So for the first string we can increase it, and from the second string we can reduce it. Okay, so and once we are done, then there should be one index that where the value will not be 0, because if it is extra, that means if that particular suppose it will be E, right? So if E is not present in the first one, then obviously it will be -1, right? Since we have not found E earlier. So in the index of E, that will be 4, right? It will be -1. So that now again if I iterate through this array using one for loop, and I can identify this for this particular index, we have value that is less than 0. That means we can easily identify, okay, this particular character is not present in our first string or A string. Then we can return this, then we can convert this index to character and we can return the same. Okay, so this can be one approach here. In this case our time complexity will be order of n and space complexity will remain order of 1. Why order of 1? Because so whatever my input size, right, whatever my size of S or T, I am going to use only one single array with size 26. That means it will remain constant. So again time complexity, space complexity will be order of 1 here, right? Okay, so these are the three approach. So let's try to write code for this third approach, then we will try to see another approach. Okay, so let's quickly write code for the So we are going, as I told you, we are going to take one array. So let us name it as frequency array, something like this, and I know its size will be always 26, right? So let's initialize and let's define the size of 26 for this array. Okay. So now what else I need to run one for loop. So I can run enhance for loop here, and I can pick one character at a time. So we can convert this string to char array. So let's do that. We can call the inbuilt char array function in the Java that will convert this string to character array, and now we can pick one character at a time and we can update its frequency, right? So it's pretty straightforward. We can call this, we will use this array and index will be c minus a. So because we know that every character holds one ASCII value, right? A means 97, okay? So we are doing it minus so that its range will be within 0 to 25. So basically we are converting, so actually C means in ASCII character it will be probably 97 and 99, and we are doing it minus A, so that will be index will be, A means 95, so index will be 2, okay? So we are doing that, we are just converting that index to between 0 to 25, and whenever I will find this value I am going to increment it, right? That means I found one A, I am going to increase the frequency of A, right? That the way we do here, okay? Now similarly I am going to run another for loop. This time I will iterate through my second array, that is the string, second string, right? That is t. Again let's take the c variable only, and in this case we are going to consider the second string to character. In this case whenever I will found one character, I am going to reduce the frequency for that particular character in our frequency array, right? Okay, so let's do that. So it should be frequency, and in this case again I need to do it minus a character, and we are going to use minus since we are going to reduce the frequency, okay? So using these two frequency I am able to identify easily for which character is difference or which character is extra in the second string, okay? So now let's find that. To find that again I can run one for loop, and in this case its size will be fixed, right? So it will start from 0 and it will always run when the I is less than 26. So it will run till 0 to 25, and we are going to increment I here. Now I will check that if my I value, that is right, frequency, right, frequency of I is not equals to 0, if it is not equals to 0, that means that character is extra, right? But if you got my point, right? So suppose I found 2A, so initially it will be +1, then I am doing it again, so it will be -1, right? +1 -1, that will remain 0. But if this character, particular E character, appears only once, right, it will be always -1 here, okay? So using this approach you can easily identify. So whenever I will found this, I can return from here only, right? So I can do I plus 97, since we are so I range will be between 0 to 25. So since we are doing plus A, right, similarly I am just adding this 97 ASCII value of A, and we can convert it to character and we can return it, okay? So using this approach we can easily solve this problem. And since we need to return something at the end, so you can return any character, it will not come here at any scenario. We are going to return from here this position only, right? So just I wrote return A if it is not matching, so, but this will not happen anywhere, because we are supposed to find one difference character, right? So it will always return from this position only. So let's quickly run it and check whether it's compiling or not. Okay, it's showing some error, so let's quickly fix that. So first thing, it should be D. I change it to D. It should be D, and we need to put it in a bracket only, right? So let's do that, and now let's run. Okay, I need to add semicolon here also. Okay, I think our solution is compiled and it's giving us expected answer for the first test cases. Let's quickly submit it and check whether it is accepted or not. Okay. Okay, you can see it's beating the 99.41 Java submission. So this was our third approach, right? So in this case we are using constant space of size 26. Let's try to see the another approach, right? So here we are using extra array, though its size is constant. I think we can still solve it without using any extra array. So what we can do? So earlier we solved a problem like this, right? We identified that extra number between two arrays, right? So you can use similar approach. So what we can do? So we know that XOR operation, right? XOR means if my both characters are equal, then that means it will produce 0. If my two characters are different, like 0 1 or 1 0, it will be output will be always 1, right? So if I find two characters A and A, it will be 0. But if I found A and B, it will be 1, right? So using this XOR property, we can identify the difference. So what we will do, we will just XOR all these character value, all this value and all this value, and remaining output will be my obviously E, right? Because of this XOR property, right? So we can easily do XOR operation between all the characters of two string. Then at the end of our XOR operation, whatever the output value, that will be our output string, right? Output character, okay, or the difference character, okay. So let's quickly run the code for the same also. So let's put this in comments. Okay, so let's write the code for the fourth approach. So here I am going to use only one variable. Let us name it as result, something like this, result char, okay, and initially it will be 0. Now I will run two for loop, or one for loop is sufficient also here. So int I should be start from 0, and I will run it till my t is dot length. So since my t size will be larger, right, we can run the I till its length is less than t dot length, okay, and we are going to increment it by 1 in each and every iteration. So what we can do, we can do the XOR operation directly here. So my result char will be equals to result char, then XOR sign with the particular value, right? So it should be t dot char at I, okay, and we need to do it for s also, right? But to avoid the array out of bound exception, we need to put one if condition here. I will check, I will do it, because always I know that the string size of t will be larger by 1 than s, right? So we need to put that check here. So I will check if my I is less than s dot length, okay. In that case, we are going to do the XOR operation for this s character also, right? Character of s, okay. So it should be again result char, then again XOR sign, again we are going to do s dot char at I, okay. And once we are done with all the XOR operation, we can directly return the character value of the I, right? So let's do that. So we are going to return, we are going to convert it to character, and we are going to return the result char, okay. Let's quickly run this approach also. Okay, I think it's giving us expected answer. Let's submit it also. Okay, again our solution is accepted. So here, what is the difference? Basic difference is runtime is obviously order of n, because we are running one for loop and it's based on the size. So basically it will be order of the maximum length of order of t here, right? Whatever the t array size or t string size, we are running that loop. And the space, in terms of space, again we are using only extra variable, that's one extra variable instead of array. So again the space will be obviously order of 1 here, right? So that's kind of similar with the third approach. So I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and if you have still some doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.